Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Hello.
It is Pixel Partners here, and welcome back to the greatest journey to when we left off. We've been given our cases. We return back to the courts. We got to investigate what went on at the World's Fair with the death of the one guy, and then we got the Dobo, whatever his name was. I can't remember.
Dobinbough, you mean?
Dobinbough. That's
Why'd
the
you add
one.
a Mick in there?
I don't know. And then we also went to talk to Van Zieks because he got attacked, and we got to also see his disciple, the mysterious disciple.
Well, quote unquote, see.
Yeah, the masked individual that.
With my wild theory.
I don't think it's too wild. Because
like, I said this off camera after we stopped recording, but I'm like, Capcom likes to throw fake deaths in Ace Attorney all the time.
They do. But I mean, there's also other things. Like, number one, they point out the things like, oh, I feel like I've seen him before. That's kind of a giveaway. But then there's a number two thing that this could have two meanings to it, because if my theory of the whole with the World Fair accident and the whole having two people to do a teleportation magic trick of sorts seeming like science, where if the other guy was to come back and be like, oh, look, he's back from the dead. The title of the episode is The Return of the Departed Soul.
Oh.
It's like, if it's him, it's not even a spoiler. That. I thought of it afterwards. I was like, oh my God, it's the title of the chapter is freaking Return of the Departed Soul.
I didn't even think about that.
And that can tend to make sense if that's the case of what is going to be here. And also, because I was thinking of this afterwards, because I agree with it most likely being Asogi, we have to think of something here. Some implications that this may mean. So I want you to think about this, okay? Mm-hmm. Who's the person that told us Asogi was dead? That would be one Sherlock Holmes, who was on the boat and was like, yep, he is dead. I'm pretty sure Sherlock has some implications in this of knowing Sherlock's that Asogi is alive as well.
Like, he knows so much more than he lets on.
Yes, he does.
I know a lot of people don't think this, but I do think that he plays dumb to some extent.
Oh, absolutely, he plays dumb. I like to think that he's like me, where there's no common sense, but there's a brain that comprehends logic in there, but common sense is out the window. Yeah. Probably because of how much soap he's eaten in his life.
That was one time
that he can remember.
It was like, the man absolutely has ADD.
Yeah, but I think what's going on.
But he's not dumb.
No, absolutely not. I think it'll tie together with the fact that we have to remember that this would mean that Sherlock, Lord Vortex, freaking Professor Mikotoba back in Japan, they all know something, and they're also keeping it away from Van Zieks here. Yeah. Because that's what this seems to be tied to, is Van Zieks, and obviously at the end of the last episode, we got that collar / choker that had, I'm pretty sure there was something that tied it to the Van Zieks family on it as well, if I remember that correctly. Because it was there for a split second before Sherlock took it away from us. That collar at the end of the last episode.
It had a B on it, and that's his first initial.
I thought there was something else on it that made it more apparent than that. But anyways, there's a long time ago. There's implications going here. Now theory time's taking up 4 episodes. Four episodes?
Four episodes?
4 minutes of this episode.
Jesus.
We need to go meet our defendant, the person we're supposed to be defending in the first place, Mr. Benjamin.
But yeah, he's not technically German, so you can't give him a German accent anymore.
I just realized I have to make a new voice. Oh, God.
Because remember, he's quote unquote British through and through, I think is what Van Zieks said, or a Brit or whatever.
We'll see what happens. It's so 11. This seems to be the place.
Is it maybe that man who's curled up in the corner over there?
Let's see. If I recall correctly, his name was Dr. Benjamin Dobinbough. Excuse me, Dr. Dobinbough?
Dr. Habrakda? Same vibe.
I've got nothing to go off of him. Because it's like, oh, who are you people?
Well, I mean, you did his voice in the intro, remember?
It was just a it was just a stereotypical voice,
but
and
you
there was
heard
nothing.
His voice.
It was Japanese. I can't garner much off of that.
I know it was like a higher register.
No, but I almost just want to give my own take on it. I was just like, who are you people? My name is Rita Naruhodo, attorney at law. I'm here to... An attorney?
Oh my god.
Whoa, what's with this reaction?
You're a defense attorney? Could it be that you ever want to think you ever? Are you going to be able to defend my theory?
Your,
What?
theory?
Yesterday's experiment. That experiment was that experiment that, out of all experiments, that one. It was a success no matter what anyone else says. Yes, it was a success. And yet, none of the lawyers that talked to me, in fact, they run off the second they hear me talk.
He is shook.
I'd best not tell him that they were so scared that they couldn't even hear him. Hello.
Why does he look wide awake right now?
He's hopped up on caffeine
Adrenaline.
and adrenaline of a supposedly successful experiment. You killed the man. Experiment well done. So about the experiment,
Everyone's saying it was a huge failure. No wonder. Not only did it explode, someone died. That's just straight up
Oh, well, I suppose that's an understandable view. Well, no, actually, I suppose the most correct way to say it would be to say that it was a failure, but also a success.
excuse me?
My machine most certainly broke Mr. Madigan down right before me. That's exactly his plan. And then Mr. Madigan should have teleported the Crystal Tower. But...
Instead, the machine exploded and Mr. Minigan died.
oh, yes, that was part of the experiment which failed.
In other words, that explosion was an accident.
But all the bigwigs are saying that you're a murderer.
Fuck, you got me. The fact that he lost his life is an immovable truth. I want to atone for that crime as soon as I can. But... murder? There's no way I could do something like that. That was an accident.
Really?
Rosie told me something once.
That stare you're giving me.
Yeah. Depending on whether it was an accident or homicide, the situation is completely different.
I wouldn't say completely, but...
Yeah.
What do you mean?
If it really was an accident, the device is protected by law.
It's protected?
Yes, it's a new law in this country known as the Technology Protection Act.
What is going on
I got distracted by
outside?
flashing lights for a second. It threw me off.
Outsiders like some
I've
sort.
never heard of it.
But if it turns out it was used in a murder,
My device will be thoroughly examined as a murder weapon. That means the structure of my device will be examined too. That's basically the same as my theory being stolen. My machine has to be protected no matter what. So please present the court tomorrow that what happened was an accident.
So that's what this is all about. It's not even about you having killed someone. It's about protect my theory, because science.
Jesus.
Oh, scientists. So there's a big accident at the stage of the fair yesterday, right?
Oh, exactly. Or, wait, no. The nuisance is different. To be precise, it was a big explosion.
Is this Emma's ancestor?
Close enough.
It's called the oh god. It's called the that, right? It sounds incredible. Why couldn't you name it something easier to pronounce?
The human body is made of molecules held together by electricity. So it should be possible to break up those with powerful energy and send them elsewhere. That alone is.
Oh my god.
All of that is.
Calm down.
My theory.
Like, if you just look at him while he's talking, like the animations he does, he's shaking his head back and forth while he's talking.
He's shaking. He's literally shaking. That would be the sound you would hear from him right now in between sentences. I must say, as a scientific technique, it's rather hard to believe.
It's an amazing piece of technology. Just imagine it. You could go from this jail cell here to the World's Fair in an instant.
That certainly would be amazing.
If you close your eyes once more, you can be at a huge theater in Paris the next second. Yes, you can experience the fastness of Earth as you please.
So what he's trying to say is that I don't have to stuff myself in a wardrobe for 50 days.
Oh. The vastness of Earth, huh?
When is it, Iris?
You can go anywhere in an instant, but you die. Doesn't that make you feel like the world's actually getting smaller?
Oh, now that you mention it, you do have a point. Goodness me. How did I not think of that?
You stop. I wasn't expecting you to take that so seriously.
I think you'll want to be more careful with a guy like this.
Anyway, my theory is perfect. But as long as it doesn't realize through scientific technology, it is meaningless. Except for that purpose.
He just turned to look at her. You'd need an absurd amount of money. That's always a way for young budding scientists.
You certainly know your stuff, young lady.
It's because Holmesy's always complaining about how the government doesn't give him enough.
In any case, that's when I met him. I met that generous investor, Mr. Elder Minigan.
He was the victim of yesterday's accident, right? You never talk about him. Do we have an idea of how old this person is? I don't know how old he is. Probably at the end of our thing. 33.
Huh.
So, I don't know. That's right, they're both 33.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. All right, anyways, the Schoolboy Reaper. That's an interesting way to put that text box. Prosecutor Van Zieks was your friend during your university days, right?
You would never guess Sherlock is a year older than Van Zieks.
All right, he studied law while I studied science.
What was he like back then?
Oh, yes. How do I put this? He was very quiet, but a good-natured sort.
That's it? Sorry, let me ask that again. There's a man named Lord Van Zieks you used to know who likes to bully new attorneys. Now, what kind of person was he?
That's what we call a leading question, Ryu.
Oh, well, I just told you. He was quiet, but a good-natured sort. Oh, he was the young master of the great noble of Van Zieks' household, so it makes sense.
Noble?
Ooh, here we go. Young master?
He was a noble?
Did I say too much? When I came back here and learned about what he was up to now, I was utterly shocked. The Grim Reaper of the Old Bailey. What a name he made for himself.
Right.
Oh, but did I hear something else? Apparently when he graduated, some big incident completely turned his life upside down.
What? What kind of incident? Here we go, the juice, the tea.
I'm sorry.
No!
I don't know the details. I'd already moved to Germany when it happened.
Ah, I see. But if Dr. Dubinbough really does know the Reaper, then it makes it even harder for me to tell him who's going to be prosecuting him.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Let's talk about Elder Minigan. Elder Minigan. He was the victim, I hear. What was your relationship with him?
I met him visit my research lab in Germany about 1 year ago. He said he wanted to invest in my perfect theory. What a gift from God that man was.
So you weren't at all acquainted with up until that point?
You actually got someone to invest in your research, huh? I'm kind of jealous.
He was a really good person. At least to me.
Was he now?
Oh, of course. He made the device based on my theory and put it on display at the World's Fair. If it was acknowledged by the British government, I would be given a research grant. Mr. Minigan prepared a large sum of money and a skilled engineer for me. He made a perfect device based on the plan I drew up. But
That dream was blasted away in the explosion, huh?
I will let the Mr. Minigan. There's no way I would take his life.
Those aren't the eyes of a liar.
No.
So I think the key thing here is that he didn't do anything, but Mr. Minigan and an engineer buddy are the ones that built the machines in the first place. They could build it to do something that isn't just a side experiment and, cause an explosion of some kind. In fact, they actually probably were planning to not make a side experiment and then just do a magic trick and be like, poof, haha, we win. Okay, Mr. Dubinbough, I'd like to confirm with you one more time. Yes, the explosion was definitely an accident, right? You had no intention of killing the man who had invested in your research, right?
Of course not. I never would, I swear. Oh, well, there's no denying he died because of my device. I can't say that I'm completely innocent here, but I would never use science for evil. I would never use it to kill someone. As a scientist, I would never do something like that, even if my body were to fall apart.
Oh my god, chill.
Will you believe in me? We believe in my theory. Science is the pursuit of truth.
Oh my god.
I believe
this
that all my
music.
life, and I still do.
What is this music?
He's dedicated to it, man. I can't say I know much about science or theories, but I will believe in you and fight for you with everything I have. As a defense attorney until the very end, even if my body were to fall apart.
There's something I learned after graduating and going to Germany. Your status and homeland don't matter if you're pouring your heart into something big.
Dr. DOBINBOUGh.
I put my life in your hands for tomorrow's trial.
No pressure. Alrighty! It's time we're really going to the World's Fair, Ryu!
What?
Well, that's where the guy died after all.
Oh yeah, true enough.
It's finally investigating
And
time.
you'll die here if you don't go now.
Wait, should I present with? Hey, you! My attorney's badge. Look at that, my armband.
Attorney's badge.
Oh, what an interesting little light we have there.
It's proof that I'm a lawyer of the Empire of Japan.
When I wear this, I feel intensely focused. Aha! I understand the feeling, but logically it makes no sense.
Why not?
For example, when I wear this lab coat, I feel quite tense as well. But there's a proper logical reason I feel that way.
Really? What's that reason?
It's 2 sizes too small. I accidentally bought a lab coat 1 size too small for
Oh
me.
my god! You called it kind
My
of.
sleeves are really squeezing rather tightly.
And that's what you call logical?
Precisely. There's logic in Naruto.
Oh my god.
I don't care about the article. Okay, so let's go ahead and move to the World's Fair demonstration stage. Here we go. Investigating time. Take a look around.
Clavier wants to know your location in the past.
I was about to say 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Crystal Tower. I think the World's Fair is a bit too big for me. We were walking through that crowd for 2 hours and I think I got knocked down 3 times.
But there really are lots of people here. I thought I was going to get trampled 3 times.
Make sure you don't let go of my hand, okay? I think we're finally here. Above us is the demonstration stage where the incident occurred yesterday.
That's someone.
What's going on? Sounds like someone's arguing on top of the stage.
Uh.
Oh boy. I feel like Gregson's involved.
Well, Grant, I think...
Oh!
There's I finally gave up. I've had enough. I'm gonna rescue you. Just wait.
Try it, you old codger. You don't have any proof.
Wait a second. I recognize those voices.
Shut up. I'll send you straight to the jail cell.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'll shove those chips right in that ugly mug of yours.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy. Hey, Toby! What are you doing up there?
That voice. That angelic voice. It got me.
Oh.
Oh! My lady. Thanks for so eyes. It's a pleasure to see you. How are you doing?
Did he just make a haiku?
How can a girl be okay in a place like this? It's so packed, especially the rides. I wanted to ride on the hot air balloon, but they said I'd have to wait 3 hours.
How dreadful. All you had to do is tell me. I would have just said that you find a sky in the heart's content.
God.
Well, this man here's Tobias Gregson. He's an inspector at Scotland Yard. He ended up suspended from his post after something's happened, but it seems he's back.
Oh, boy.
He gained a little fame after his appearance in The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. That's why he tries his hardest not to get on Iris's bad side, given she's the author. Which is all well and good, but something tells me he's taking it a little far.
Yeah.
My dear princess.
Sorry.
I would love for him to have said that out loud.
Wait. Are you the defense attorney for this case?
Yes, I accepted the job just a little while ago.
That's why we're here to investigate.
Of course, that's why you're here.
Huh? Why does he look so upset? Probably because I cost him his job last time we were here.
Only 5 bob, eh? You're a big loyal man, Naruto. Stick some more money in your wallet. She just took...
Hey, what? Oh, what? Hey, hold it. That's the last of my money.
keep your knickers on. I'll give it back. Jeez, me above the handling cost though.
And this girl is Gina Lestrade. She's a pickpocket who lives in the East End. During the case 6 months ago that led to my disbarring, I was defending her.
She looks good.
She does.
Hey, Naruto! Pickpocket this, pinching that. What's all that about? You want me to shove your gob full of fish and chips that badly?
There's a mine. What? But that's what you are, right? You're a pickpocket. And anyway, weren't you just arguing with Inspector Gregson? I just assumed they had gotten up to your usual antics here at the fairgrounds.
Blimey, is that really any way to talk to a lady? People can change in half a year, you know. Currently an inspector in training at Scotland Yard.
You what?
What? That's right. Chaps call me Inspector Lestrade.
Well, that was unexpected. Inspector? That Patrick's
Look
pretty
at that
handmade to me.
proud smile.
Even though it might be fake, it looks like it is. It's pretty handmade to me. Nobody goes on it but herself. Anyway, it'll be a bit difficult for me to aid you with your investigation.
What? That's no fun. Man, here I thought she was making a name for herself.
Yeah, I should have expected that. Well, I need to head back up now. Yeah, keep an eye on things out here.
Yeah.
Well, Grant, she's in training actually, so.
Yeah. But she's the only one that calls herself Inspector.
It looks as if we have to ask some questions. Hey there! Number one, look at my band.
We're just showing it to
in
everyone.
the Empire of Japan.
And this right here is proof that I'm an inspector. You're gonna have to call me Inspector Lestrade from now on.
Then you have to call me Defense Attorney Naruto.
Well, I could, but would you really want me to?
Good point. For some reason, it doesn't have as nice a ring to it.
No.
All right, let's have a little chat then. How you doing? 8 months ago, I met Gina during a certain case. She was living in the East End with other children who had no family. Earning money as a pickpocket to keep them fed, she was wrapped up in a murder.
Yeah. I had plenty of time to think in the jail during all that. I can't just keep half-inching from other folks to make a living. I knew you were a good person, Gene Bean.
So you went from being a pickpocket to being an inspector?
Yup. Don't expect to let Lestrade down, Stella.
You really went right from the bottom straight to the top, huh?
She really did. Well, you know, there's the stuff with Iris's old man too.
Iris's dad?
Yeah, I promised her after all. Said I'd use the power of the state to search the whole globe for him.
That's one hell of a promise you made.
Yeah.
Once you find the answer, you might want to back out on that one.
Yeah. Gene Bean. So I tried to take the exam to get the old Scot Yard, but, you know, I can't read from that.
Oh.
And Holmesy went to ask Toby about it.
Okay.
So Toby said he'd take all the responsibility for training Gene Bean.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I was going with the music. Sorry, I got distracted by my ADD. Inspector Gregson has some guts to just accept a dangerous task like that.
Well, Holmesy does make a hobby of learning a few dirty secrets of everyone he meets.
Great detectives sure are a crafty bunch.
He blackmailed him.
He's blackmailed many people these days.
He has, hasn't he? Anyhow, feel free to ask me, Inspector Lestrade, everything about his case.
Inspector Lestrade, huh? Actually, there's one big mystery still surrounding Gina.
What is it? What is it?
Half a year ago, Gina stood in the Grim Reaper's court. She was proven innocent, yet here she is, alive and well.
Oh, you yapping about that rumor? Jeez, you really are 2 and 8 in Naruto.
I feel like you should be the one that's worried here.
Look at her. You already forgotten what I said? I ain't done nothing wrong. And I'm sure the Grim Reaper knows that.
I don't think you're completely innocent.
But Suzuki's safe and sound in Japan as well.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe that means the Reaper's just observing for now.
Yeah, that's why I'm still doing dandy.
Yesterday's accident.
Man, that was knackering. Scientist bloke pulled the lever on the thingamajig and all this smoke went whoosh. And there was that big explosion. It was the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Wait,
Jamie, you saw yesterday's accident as it happened. Yeah, I mean, the boss is the chief of security of this whole lot.
Boss? So you're referring to Inspector Gregson.
And you know, like, when you're security, you have eyes everywhere. So, that day I saw that pony and trap experiment from a hot air balloon. What? You're so lucky, G-Bean! Maybe I should become an inspector as well. Hey, I don't see why not. Threaten the boss a little, give him a little elbow, and I'm sure he'd let you in just like that. Hey, yeah, I'll give it a try.
Well, hold your horses there, Iris. Let's not be too hasty.
I'm surprised though, even though there was such a big explosion. Benji is adamant that it was a success. Well, I guess he's not wrong. Kinda was a success in a way.
What? In what world could you call that a success?
What you mean, success?
I have a theory. And this is going to be a wild
his dead
theory.
body showed up somewhere else?
Well, that's...
Because I made a joke about that.
It's going to be something because if we were examining up top here, there's a hole in this clock tower, and we have our actual tower up here where the experiment took place.
Yeah.
And so I imagine he was like, I'm going to shoot the tower, and then boom, blast. And I bet the dead body is up there.
Mm.
Which I bet would probably mean that our friend might... Granted, we don't know if he was the one that was actually... Obviously, it was the whole body double thing. They were probably just murdered up there.
You had a theory last time that you're like, there's no way this is real. And now you're like, hey, wait a second.
No, I'm not saying this is real. I'm just trying to say which person was the body double and which one was the actual... I'd assume if they're saying he's the victim and the actual person must have been the clock tower who's going to pop out and be like, haha, it's me.
I love how you're still going with that theory as if it's been confirmed.
This is the only thing that would make sense. Unless you want to say this gun actually worked and shot particles into a clock tower and they turned into a dead body. Exactly.
But I don't know why you're assuming they had something planned.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. Like, they could have just been like, oh, yeah, this is gonna work. And it just was just a bad...
Well, no, I'm saying that Elder Mennigan and whoever he was that worked with to build the machine knew it wasn't going to work and then decided to use it to do a little magic trick and make things happen. And so I'll assume that Elder Mennigan, who was going to be the double, to be like, look, I've teleported, was the one in the clock tower, but he was murdered. And then the other person that was the body double probably got away. Or it could be the flip side where Elder Mennigan isn't actually dead, and it was the body double / maybe that was the engineer. So
you're
that helped
going
him.
off on a tangent.
Okay,
Stop.
I'm gonna back out and go talk before I look around.
God.
Sorry. Anyways, you need to keep talking about the sexual experiment. Then we can hear about it and hear my theory be correct. A huge explosion happened. What about that could be considered a success?
So I said in a way. So the machine went tits up in a top of smoke. But the victim's body was found in the crystal tower.
Bing bam wong man. What? The crystal tower?
You see that big thing out in front of us? He was found in the first floor up there. The glass is completely shattered. I'm sure at that moment, the cage with the victim inside teleported above the crystal tower and fell flat into it. You see? That's sort of a success, ain't it?
What? No way.
I mean, I don't get it myself, but I can do anything with science. Oh wait, you can have this. It's a diagram of the area that the bobbies drew up.
Is it really okay for me to have this?
Yeah, of course. I got 3 bob from you earlier, after all.
Got? More like took. Thanks for that. And now about the investigation. Oh yeah, Inspector Gregson said something a bit earlier, didn't he? Anyway, that'll be a bit difficult for me to investigation.
Toby looked like he was running away. Oh, that. Apparently, you ain't allowed to examine the device that exploded. What? Why not? We're the lawyers in charge of this case, aren't we?
Well, could you at least tell us what you found, Gina?
Well, actually, we're not allowed to examine it either.
What?
What were they called again? The Forensics Task Force? Unless you're part of that group, you can't touch it. A bit dodgy, eh?
Thing. Inspectors can't inspect. That certainly sounds like a first.
So I thought I'd try and have a butcher's, and then the boss caught me. That's why he was hollering at me earlier. Couldn't get a single word in. Don't you think that's pretty hot off?
It looked like you were getting plenty of words into me.
Boss loves his fish and chips, but he's got a stupidly hard load. Naruto, go give him an earful for me, would ya?
The machine is on top of this stage, right?
All right, let's move out, Ryu.
Now, yeah, we gotta look around a little bit first. And we're gonna look around next time.
God, so much is going on.
I think it's very interesting that the Forensics Task Force,
Forks.
or the Forks, yes, as she likes to say, they're the ones that can look at it, and they won't let anyone actually involved in the case look at it.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And wasn't that the same guy who bought out a whole jury?
Well, the one that is the
one that got killed.
the one that's dead now.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Yes,
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's gotta be something.
Exactly, and also.
Because I remember, forensics is gonna be a whole new thing
I remember how Vortex was gonna have a meeting with them because of the whole it would be like an expo of sorts that they're about to have coming up soon here after the World Fair as well. That was gonna be all about forensic science representing all the countries. So does that mean Vortex is involved with the forensics group and could also be playing a part in this? I don't know.
If anything, I know I have a feeling he's definitely behind the scenes of a lot of things.
Yeah, he's pulling some
if not
strings.
everything.
You're not wrong.